For example, we have different kinds of the waste tire, the large tire from the trunk, or the tire from the bicycle, motorbicycle, or the electrical bicycle. Well, the oil yield is kind of different. Like the bigger one, the truck, the car's tire, oil yield can be 90 to 95%. But a smaller truck, a smaller bicycle's tire, or the motorbike tire, the oil yield is lower than the big tire. Maybe more than 35 to 50 or 40, but just the oil yield is lower, but the prices is lower too. So we can also have the profits from it. We'll choose different kind of the tire, and this is the first kind of the raw material, including the solid waste, the tire. Well, it shows is the different kind of tire or different kinds of rubber. Well, the tire include the rubber. The rubber include the tire. So here shows us the big car tires, the truck tires, or the OTR tires. The oil yield is the biggest, 45 to 52. So just the smaller tire, the smaller car tire, motorcycle, or the bicycle tire is lower than it. Well, it's 35 to 40. And we can also get some carbon black and steel wire from the tire. It's also the productions. This is the tire things, and we also have other rubber, like the rubber soles, the sheets or carpets, or the unclassified rubbers. So the oil yield is also more than 30%. Will depend on different kinds of raw materials. Well, this is the rubber. Most of our clients will choose the rubber or the tire to have the pyrolysis business. And this is the second raw material, the plastic. Well, the plastic have different kinds of plastic, like the PP, PE, PS, ABS, PVT, PEC. Different kinds of the plastic. Well, two kinds of plastic is not suitable to have the refining equipment. Have the pyrolysis business is the PVT and the PEC, PET and PVC. Well, this two kind of plastic is not suitable because it don't have the oil contained in it, and it will have much more wax, so it will have a very serious problem of the cock of the condensation system. And it also have some harmful materials in it, so just expect these two kinds of plastic. Other like the PE, PVC, ABS, or the PS is very suitable to have this pyrolysis equipment. Well, the plastic that we can get to use at this business also from the daily garbage or the medical waste, like the picture shows us here, the waxing bag, the plastic bags, the plastic waste. So just the oil yield is more randomly because we can't make sure the things, the water or the bricks, the rocks contained in it. So just if you have this kind of plastic things, you can send it to our factory. Then we can give you an experiment about the oil yield. If you have much more pure plastic like the PPPPS, the oil yield can reach to 90%, but it's very rare. Most of our plastic that we used in this business is the waste things. Well, here shows some data. For example, here shows us the pure PPPPS plastic. The oil yield can reach to 90 to 95. And the pure ABS plastic, the oil yield is 40%. And other some daily waste or factory waste, like the food package bag, the waste plastic sheets, oil yield is randomly like 70%, 40%. Or here is one of the main material, the paper mail waste. From there may have some plastic inside. We can use this waste, recycle it. It is different. If you have the dry mail waste, then we can get 90% of the material, the oil, of the flue oil. And if you get the wet paper mail waste, the oil yield is 15 to 20. Okay, and here is some other kind of plastic, the aluminium plastic, or the cardboard sheets, and the household garbage. So you can see the oil yield of the plastics much more randomly than the tire. So because the water contained, the rocks contained, some garbage contained is randomly, so we can't make sure of this oil yield. But you can just, if you have this kind of plastic, because this kind of material, you can send to our factory to have a test of your oil yield or other products, or you can just take it to some tax bureau to give this data. And also told us that here the PET and PVC is not suitable to get this business. Here is some other solid waste, the PCB board or the lithium battery. We also can use to have the pyrolysis, or we can get a separate the recycle of the metal or the some other resin fiber from this kind of e-waste. And here is the solid waste. Well, the solid waste is things that contain oil that is harmful, has some is corrosive. So we have some other data, some other policies to have this kind of hazardous waste. Well, it contains the oil sludge or the coal tar sludge or some other mixed oil contained waste. For example, here are some oil sludge from the steel mail waste, and here is the coal tar residue. Well, it have different state. This is the semi-liquid oil sludge, have so much more soil contained. We also have other state of the oil sludge, like the solid or semi-solid or liquid or semi-liquid. Well, because your state is different, we need to use different configurations, like the different feeding system, different discharging system, or different pyrolysis equipment. We have three kinds of the equipment: the batch type pyrolysis plant, semi-continuous and fully continuous pyrolysis plant were suitable for different kind of raw materials. This is the oil yield of the oil sludge. You can see because we can't make sure of the water content and the oil content, so it's very randomly of the 15% to 70%. And also like the oil sands or the coal tar oil residue, oil yield is 20 to 30%. So this is kind of hazardous waste. So our reactor, the furnace material need to be the stainless steel because it's corrosive, and the temperature of the combustion is much more higher than the tire and plastic. Here is the products of the tire and the steel and the plastic. Well, if your material is the waste tire, then we can get the fueloil, get the carbon black, and the steel wire after pyrolysis. The main products is the fueloil. Well, the fueloil we can use at the bricks factory, glass factory, cement factory, or other factory, other workhouse that need the higher temperature. So it have a very high heating energy, more than 130 kcal each kilogram. So this is the tire oil. And for the carbon black, it also have a high heating energy. It can just replace the coal to use, or we can be a raw material of the like the rubber or the paint. This is a carbon black. And the steel wire. A steel wire we can just remelt it, or we can solder it directly. This is the products and the applications of the tire pyrolysis business. Here is the water. The fueloil, the pyrolysis oil, what can use for. And we can just use it at the steel factory, boiler heating, and we can also use it at the heavy oil generator and cement factory. This is the oil use place. And if you want to have the more high qualified oil, you can refine it by using the distillation equipment. Then we can get the diesel. And the diesel can use at further ways like the diesel generator, diesel flue for heating, or the heavy machine, the agricultural machine, or the mining machine. This is what our products can use. And here is the carbon black and the applications of it. Well, it can just burn it, briquetting for burning, or refining. And the refining carbon black, we can be the raw material of the tire, or the shoe soles, or the paint. Here is the steel wire, and we can just sold as scrap or remelt it. This is showless is for the waste tire. If your raw material is the waste plastic, then we can get the carbon black and the fueloil. The quality of the fueloil and the quality of the pyrolysis plastic oil and the pyrolysis tire oil is kind of different. Quality is different, the prices is different, and it will depend on your tires and plastics quality also. So if you want to know about your oil yield of your plastic or the quality of your plastic, you can contact with us and we can give you an experiment. And also the carbon black is the one of the products of the after the plastic pyrolysis. If your material is the aluminium plastic, it's one of the main products, one of the main material of the plastic. The aluminium plastic, we can also get the plastic oil, and we can also get the aluminium ingot. The aluminium's prices is much more higher than the fueloil, so many clients are chose to have this kind of raw material to have this business. Here are some pictures of our equipment. Well, we have three kinds of equipment: the batch type pyrolysis plant, semi-continuous pyrolysis plant, and fully continuous pyrolysis plant. This picture is a batch type pyrolysis plant for the oil sludge and coal tar residue. The capacity is 15 ton. Well, we have 10 ton, 12 ton, 15 ton, 18 ton, and 20 ton of the batch type pyrolysis plant. This is the reactor, and here is the condensation system. We can get the flue oil from condension, and it was temporarily stored into the storage tank. Here is much more clear about the water tank. Well, if you are interested in this kind of business, you can contact with us, or you can leave your WhatsApp, leave your information, your email to us. Then our sales manager can contact with you immediately to give you more introduction and more data. Oh, here is the tire particles. The tire particles, just if you chose the batch type pyrolysis plant, then we can put the whole tire or the large particles, bigger particles into the reactor. But if you chose the smaller ones, like the rubber powder, then we can use the fully continuous or semi-continuous to be pyrolysis. Well, it have a much more higher efficiency. There is the outlet. The outlet, well, it is contained with the buffer tank. Here is a tub. While the tub is not directly contact with the reactor, it will use the straight rail to contact with it, and to ensure that there are not much more temperature contact with the tub. Well, because it will use the lubricating oil to lubricate. So if we just don't touch with the high temperature things, it will don't have some the lubricate oil waste, or we don't have some smoke in it. It's very environmental friendly. So here is some details, and the oil yield will get out from here. And first, it will come to the buffer tank. The buffer tank have two effects. The first one is to condense the carbon black that mixed it with the flue gas. And the second is to slow down the speed of the gas, of the flue oil, the oil gas, so it will have shortly condensed into the condensation system. Well, this two picture also shows is the batch type pyrolysis plant. The efficiency of it is for one batch for 1 day. This is the efficiency, and here is the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. Have a much more higher efficiency. It can work 24 days, 44 hours without stop, and can work 45 to 60 days. So most of our customers nowadays will choose this fully continuous pyrolysis plant. It's much more environmental friendly because it is a sealed design for the feeding system and the discharging system. So we don't have some carbon black dust during the applications. Also, the fully continuous pyrolysis plant capacity is much more bigger. It's 50 tons per day. The biggest one is 50 tons, and it also have the 40 tons, 30 tons, and the 15 tons can be chosen. So if you have the business and have much more raw materials to be reduced every day, you can choose the semi-continuous or the fully continuous one. So its technology is much more newer, and you also have a PLC system to automatically control the whole production. Here is a feeder. We need to feed it, use the rubber powder. So we need to have the pre-process equipment to crush it to the powder and to separate the steel wire by the magnetic separator. And this is the installation cover that we have for the fully continuous. Here is the temperature you can see is 31 degree when it's have the production. So it's very safe for the workers to touch the installation cover. And the temperature inside is 400, sorry, is 400, but the outside is 35%, lower than 35. So we have 6 layers for the fully continuous pyrolysis plant to protect the temperature and to prevent the release of the smoke gas. And this is the condensation system. Here is the reactor, and outside is a condensation system. Well, we have 2 kinds of the condensers. One is the tube condensers. Here are the tube condensers. And later I show you, before I show you is the water tank condensers. Well, the water tank there is in a coiled pipe in it. The tank, the flue gas will coiled in the pipe and to contact with the water outside, sorry, so it can condense to oil. But the different is the water tank. The tube condensers, it will go through 7 condensers in different steps. The first is 2 vertical condensers, and the second is the oil water separator. It can not only condense the oil but also to purify the gas and to prevent it return to the reactor, also the safety device. And the third is the vertical condensers. The third is the vertical, and the third is the horizontal condensers. It have 37 pipe in it. It have the biggest efficiency of the condensation system. It will condense the most of the oil. 90% of the oil will condensed here. And the first step is vertical condensers have 1 pipe in it to ensure all the flue gas is condensed. And this is a odor removal system to purify some hydrogen sulfide in the gas. Here is some picture of our clients in Mexico or other countries. Well, we can change the color of the installation cover, and also you can choose the different slagging ways and feeding ways. For the batch type pyrolysis plant, we have the front slag, the side slag, and the back slag. Well, it's very popular for the side slag nowadays. Have a very high efficiency to the slag, and we don't have any pollutions of the dust, the carbon black dust. So many customers will choose the side slag, but the front slag is much more cheaper. So just you can have a comparison and to make a design. Here is the feeding doors. If your raw material is the waste tire or the plastic, then we can feed it by the automatic feeder or the conveying belt or other ways that you can choose. If your material is the liquid things like the oil sludge, then we can use the oil pump. Okay, and this is all the PowerPoint we showed us. Here is the 3D video that is designed by our engineer. You can have an intro. It's much more clear to have the whole production line. Well, the capacity of the fully continuous is 15 tons is the smallest. smallest one, and the biggest one is 5010. So it can ensure you the different capacity, can reach to the different standards of your capacity and your quality of your material. So you can have a look about this 3D video, and during this preposition, any questions you have, you can leave your number or your questions in the comment place. So here is the doing group. Welcome our new friends to come to our live show. Any questions you want, you can contact with us. We are the manufacturer of the pyrolysis plant for the waste tire, waste plastic, oil sludge, coal tar sludge. This is the fully continuous reactor. Any questions you have, you can just ask, or we will give you an introduction later. Give you for different some more details of this equipment. Well, for the fully continuous one, we have the different step, the pre-processing step, and the feeding step, the pyrolysis equipment, and the condensation system, and the purification system, the discharging system. Here shows is the condensation system. Well, the flue oil we use can use that heating energy to be burned at the cement factory, blowers factory, bricks factory, or the generators of the machine. Or we can also refine to the diesel to just promote the quality. This is what our production can use. And this 3D video shows us is how we can get the flue oil from the waste tire and plastic. Here is the odor removal system. It's also our patent. It will put the sodium hydroxide in it, because our gas will have some sulfur dioxide. It's harmful for the body and the environment. Also other like the sodium oxygen. Then we can just purify it and to back to the reactor, heating system by the tail gas burner, or this is a hot wind furnace. Now we renew our design. Just before we use this burner and the tail gas burner, and now we use this hot wind. It will just heat the reactor more evenly. And this is a discharging system. We can discharge the carbon black at a very high heating energy. Don't need to cool down the reactor. Don't need the waste of time of the cooling system. And we also have some safety device, like this is water sealed to prevent the return to the reactor, or you have some serious safety problem. And we also have some monitor of the temperature and the stress, or like have some other safety problem like the vacuum device to prevent the flux explosion. And this is the other removal system, the desulfurization system. That when we burn the reactor, it will have some smoke. We need to release, but we can't release it directly. We need to purify it by this post dust collector or the desulfurization tower. And the gas that we can release can reach to different standards of different regions. Like in China, in different provinces will have different policy for the release. Like we'll have a monitor of the sulfur oxide, or the other like the hydrogen sulfide. So we need to purify it. So let's start from the beginning. Let's have some more information. The fully continuous one, we can have an automatic monitor, the PLC system to control the whole processing, whole the production. And this is the control panel. And for the equipment, we have the pyrolysis equipment. Here is the discharging system, and above it is the condensation system. And here is the purification system. First, we need to feed the raw material of it. This is the rubber powder we need to feed by using the feeding winch. And then it will get to the hopper. The storage hopper will put the rubber powder into the horizontal winch and to put it into the reactor. The heating energy is by using a hot wind furnace to annually burn the reactor. It will use the indirect ways. Well, the temperature now is nearly 400 degrees. And the reactor is much more longer than the batch type, so we have two sections of it. In the middle of it is a temperature resistant tub. The tub outside is a lubricating oil. And we will use the recycling water to lower the temperature of the lubricating oil, or it will have much more waste and much more smoke. Here is the outlet. For nearly 4 hours after feeding, we can get the gas. The flue gas, it will first come to the condensation system. This is the buffer tank. Have two effects. The first one is to settle down the carbon black, and the second is to slow down the speed of the flue gas. Then we will get it to the buffer tank, the condensation buffer tank. It will also have the same effect with the buffer tank, but outside it is a water cover. It will cool down the temperature and to cool down the flue gas into the oil. It will use the U-pipe, then come to the temporary storage tank. Outside is also a water cover to cool down the water, to cool down the oil, or it will have a damage with the oil pump. And here is 3 condensers, 3 vertical condensers, and have many pipe in it to spray it, and with fully contact with the temporary circling water. Here is a negative device to ensure all the gas will come out from the outlet, from the reactor and come to the condensation system. This is the tail gas removal system to purify the bad smell of the tail gas. This is the first one is a buffer tank, and the 2 is spraying tower to purify it, and then it will come to a water cell and go back to the reactor at the heating energy. So for nearly 8 hours, we can use the natural gas or the flue oil to burn the reactor, and for the next few days, 45 days, we don't need any extra heating energy. We can also all use the tail gas to burn the reactor. It's a flue gas. Then about how to discharge carbon black, we will use the back slack, and for the slacking winch to discharge it. Outside is also a water cover to lower the temperature of it. Then we can just be backpack directly when it's through 4 or 3 winch. Then here is also a water sealed safety device. You can see 1 pipe is lower the water to control it. Goes through. Go ahead. And about the smoke that we need to release, we have the odor removal system, the purification system. This is to lower the temperature, the condensation, and then it will come to the carbon black collection device to sort the dust. Here is a glass fiber tower, the desulfurization tower, to purify the sodium dioxide, the sodium oxygen. This is to spray the gas, and this is to collect the water. So when the gas will release, it can reach to different standards of different regions. We have the high standard purification system and lower standard purification system, can reach to requirements and your region's policy. This is the last step. We can just collect the oil by the oil pump and pump it into the larger tank. Here is the entire fully continuous pyrolysis plant business. If you have any questions, you can just comment, or you can leave your WhatsApp number, your email in the comment place. Our sales manager will contact with you and give you the answers and more introduction. So welcome our new friends. We are the doing group. This is the one of the manufacturer of our clients. And let's give some brief introduction of our company. We are the doing group in China, a manufacturer of the waste pyrolysis equipment. For the waste tire with plastic recycle, we can get the flue oil from it. And now we are in Henan province in China. We are the professional manufacturing enterprise which gathering development, design, production, sales, installation, and after-sales service in one. And now we have the waste tire with plastic pyrolysis equipment and the e-waste recycling equipment, or other like the oil or the cassava equipment. If you are interested in it, you can contact with us. And some distribution of our clients, almost all the continent, we have our customers. So you can also visit our client's factory and more information of it. More than 120 countries or regions have our design, have our equipment. Here is some certificates that we have, the honor we got. This is a picture of our factory. It is more than 40,000 square meters. So it also have a mature production technology and professional sales, engineers, installation team. Through the unremitting technology innovation and following market demands, we have installed machines in more than 120 countries. Some picture of our factory. And it shows us is the raw material that can be used for the equipment, solid waste and hazardous waste. For the waste tire and the waste plastic. Also, for the plastic, is most of it is the garbage, the plastic bag, oven bag, or the medical garbage, medical waste. And this is the hazardous waste, that most of it is the oil sludge or the coal tar sludge. You can see this is the state of it. The semi-solid oil sludge, we can just have a dry production, the pre-production. And this is the hazardous waste oil yield. We can see here for 15 to 70%. It will depend on the water content and the oil content and your oil sludge. Or is there any risks, the raw or soil or the bricks in it? This is the oil stand and the coal tar residue. So here is the products we can get from the waste tire, the tire oil, the carbon black, and the steel wire. Is from the tire things. The oil yield of the waste tire is 35 to 45. Will depend on different kinds of tire, like the big tire or small tire. The oil yield is different. the ways we use it. For the fueloil, we can use at the bricks factory, cement factory, glass factory, or we can refine to the diesel. And here is the carbon black to burn it or refine it. And the steel wire. Well, if you chose the fully continuous pyrolysis plant, the first in the pre-process system, we need to slow down to separate the steel wire from our raw materials. Then we can get is the grade 1. The steel wire quality is much more higher than we use the batch type pyrolysis plant. Because we use the batch type, the last product is to pull the steel wire from the reactor. So the quality is just much more lower than it is the black steel wire. And this is some pictures that we have. Well, today's live show will have an end in 5 minutes. If you have any questions, you can just leave in the comment place, or you can contact with us by the WhatsApp or email or the WeChat. Then we can give you more data, more information of our equipment, about the configurations, the quotation, or other information. This is for the oil residue, and the heating system this customer chose is the same gas burner and the coal to burn it, because the system, the raw material of this customer is a coal tar oil residue. So one of the products is the coal, and then they can just use it directly by the furnace. Here is the oil tank separator. And this is also a batch type pyrolysis plant for the waste tire. It will be crushed by the particles. Then when we just put it for the particles, then we can put much more larger, much more than the whole tire that we can put. For example, if you choose 15 tank of the batch type pyrolysis plant, if you just put the whole tire, then we can put 12 or 13 tank of the material. But if you get these particles or the rubber powder, then we can put 14 or 15 tank of the raw material. It will save the room of the furnace inside. This is the fully continuous pyrolysis plant. And here is the reactor is 46 meters, that's much more longer than the batch type. This is the hopper of the rubber powder. And this customer also have a pre-processing system, pre-processing workshop to crush the whole tire into the rubber powder by crush it and to separate it and to separate the steel wire by the magnetic separator, and it will use the winch to convey it into the pyrolysis plant. There is also a condensation system. Well, the color of it can choose, and the installation system, well, the installation service is also just product by our engineering team. you can contact with us if you have this kind of interest of the equipment, the business for the waste tire, waste plastic, aluminium, plastic, or oil sludge, residual, recycling equipment. Well, you can. We have the pre-service and the after-sale service for you. You can first come to our manager, come to our company and our factory to visit and know more information of it. Then our sales manager will give you a 3D layout for you, and our engineering will give you the analysis and a layout of your equipment, your workshop, and your profit. Then we will have the equipment. After we build it and send it into your factory, our engineer will come also to your factory and help you to installation and help you to train the workers. This is our service for you. If you're interested, welcome to contact with us. We are the doing group for the manufacturer of the waste tire, waste plastic, pyrolysis equipment. And now is all the information we have today. In the common place, we also have our WhatsApp and email and the WeChat. And welcome to contact with us. And thank you for your watching today. So it's time to say goodbye. Have a nice day. Goodbye.